Good morning. Today we will continue to teach the security model. Last time we already talked about the Bell-LaPadula model. Let's get the pen. We know Bell-LaPadula model has two security policy. One is called simple security policy, means no read up. The second, it has star policy called no write down. So one question is that if you follow the two policies, can you always access the information you are not against the policy? In fact, for the real application, we also need to follow the lead to no principle. What does lead to no principle mean? It means that even if someone has all the necessary official approvals, such as a security clearance to access certain information, they should not be given access to such information unless they have a need to know. For example, we have two subjects here. One is a person A1 from Army. A2 is another person from Navy. Both of A1 and A2 with top security level clearance. Also, we have two objects, B1 and B2. But B1 is the information related to Navy. B2 is about the information related to Army. Both of B1 and B2 are top security level objects based on the policy in BLP model. A1 could view both of these two objects. The same, A2 also can view both of B1 and B2. So that's based on the policy of BLP. However, if based on the need to know principle, for the objects related to Navy, I think we just let the people from Navy to access or view it. But for the objects from Army, we just let the people from Army to access it. We don't want the people from Navy also access the object from Army. The same for the object from Navy, we don't want the people from Army to access it. Okay? But the BLP two policies does not indicate these key points. So we need to merge the need to know principle in the BLP model. Okay? How to do that? In fact, need to know principle can be implemented using categories. We can define different categories at the same security level. For example, for the objects and the subjects in the top security level, we can define different categories. In this case, we defined four categories. One category we called Navy Army. The second category we called Navy. The third category we called Army. The fourth category we called empty. That means we didn't label them in any label. For this category is the topest category. For the subject, we do the same things. We also define 4 categories corresponding to the category of the objects. For example, for the top security, Navy and Army category means this subject can view both Navy and Army's objects. For the top security with Navy category means this subject can only view Navy category object or lower category. For the subject with top security Army category, he can only view the objects labeled with top security Army category and the lower category. For the subject with this unlabeled category, can only view the corresponding category. Okay? That's for the top security level. For the security level, computational level, and unclassified level, we can do the same thing. So see here, we list all of them. There are so many categories here for each security level. So how to determine which level and the category is higher than other levels category? That's important. In fact, in order to do that, we can use the security lattice model to model the levels and category. For example, we have 2 levels and 2 categories. First, we write the top level with category. Okay? For example, this top security and its category is Army and Navy. Then we can get the lower level with category. That's top security with Army. Also, we can get the low level top security Navy. Okay? Based on these 2, we can get top security without any label. Because a person with top security Army and Navy clearance, then he can access the objects in top security Army and Navy category. Also, he can view the objects with top security Navy category and top security with Army category. If a person with top security Army category, definitely he can view the top security without any label. Okay? That's for the top security. Top security's subject can always view the security level's objects. So this level is higher than it. Okay? Then the same. This level is higher than security with Navy category level. Okay? Then also security with Army and Navy category is higher than security with Army. For example, a person can view both in the Army and the Navy's documents. Definitely he can view the security Navy's documents and also can view the security Army's documents. Both of these one can be viewed security documents without any category. Okay, this is just show the hierarchical. Okay, this one is the lowest. This one is higher than this one. and this one is higher than this one. But there is one question. Can a subject with top security level category view the security Army and Navy category? That's the question. In fact, no. Why? Because this top security subject, it can only view the Navy's document. But this level, although it's lower than top security level, but it's enabled by Army and Navy. But we know this subject does not have the Army category, so definitely he cannot view these objects. Let's see this one, okay? This is the example. Suppose that, let's get the red pen, okay? Suppose that you have a security system with 3 subjects and 3 objects. The levels are listed as follows, okay? The notation here means high security level with label A and B. In our previous case, A means Army, B means Navy. So we have 3 objects. Object 1, it has a high level with label A and B. Object 2 is low level with label B. Then object 3 is low level but with label A and B. For subject 1, it is low level but the category is A and B. For the subject 2, it's high level. Here I think it's a little different from our previous one. We use the empty curly here, okay? That means without any label, okay? Then subject 3 is low level but with category A, okay? Also we call that it's labeled by A. So you wish to implement a Bell-LaPadula model of security for this system. Then you fill in the access right permitted by the model for each object subject pair in this one, okay? Let's first label this kind of stuff. First, let's write the level of the object here, so it's easy for us to compare. Object 1 is here. The object 2's level information is here. Object 3's level information is here. For the subjects, we do the same. Subject 1's level information is here. Subject 2's level information is here. Here, we already know this means the empty. You can use the pair of curly to replace the empty, okay? Then subject 3 is like this, okay? Now we have the levels of the objects and the levels of the subjects. Then we can compare them easily, okay? Let's see where the subject 1 can read and write to object 1. Because the level of subject 1 is lower than object 1. Let's go to the green pen, okay? See here, this is L, this is H. But their category are the same, A and B. So we just need to compare the L and H. Based on the policy in BLP model, no read up, low write down. So subject 1 cannot read object 1, but it can write to object 1. Then let's compare subject 1 and object 2. The level of subject 1 and object 2 are the same. Both have no level. But let's compare the category. So this category AB is higher than the category B. That means subject 1 cannot write to object 2. So it can just read object 2. Then we compared subject 1 and object 3. See here, both of the level and category are the same. So for object 3 can be reading and write by subject 1. Then go to the second row. Let's compare the subject 2 with object 1. See, both of them had the same high level. But subject 2 just the lowest category. So this is the highest category. So subject 2 can only write to object 1, cannot read object 1. Let's compare the subject 2 and object 2. Let's see, subject 2 has high level, object 1 has low level. So subject 2 cannot write to object 2. Cannot write, okay? Cannot write. We cannot write. Let's see whether subject can read this one. Based on this is empty, this is category B, then B is higher than this one. So subject 2 cannot read object 2 either. Okay, we put some symbol here to make it cannot. Let's talk about subject 2 and object 3. If you guys compare subject 2 and object 3, see here, it has high level, it has low level. So definitely it cannot write to low level. So cannot write. Can it read? Because this is an empty category. This is AB category. That means it cannot read either. Okay? No read up, no write down. Then we compare the subject 3 and object 1. See guys here, this is low level, this is high level. So subject 3 can only write to object 1. That's the possibility. Okay? Because based on the high level and this low level. But also we need to consider A and B. Because this is A category, it's low than AB category. Okay? So both of L and A category are low than high level and AB category. So it can only write, but it cannot read. Let's compare subject 3 and object 2. So both of them have the same low level L, but the category the total different. So subject 3 cannot read and cannot write. Okay, object 3. Then let's compare subject 3 and object 3. Both of them have the same low level, L. But this category is higher than this category. Okay, that means subject 3 can write to object 3, but cannot read because the category here is higher than the category here. There is a more complex security lattice. We have 2 levels here, but we have 3 categories here: dog, cat, pig. Okay, then you will see this is the topest level. Okay, then this is the low level than this one, and this one is low level than this one. This one also is lower level than this one. This one also is lower than this one. So top security dog and pig, then decompose it again. So top security with dog, top security with cat. Top security with pig. Okay, that's composed in these two. Then this one will be top security empty. Okay, then you go to security level, do the same things. You will get more complex diagram. That means from this direction, this is high, this is low. Okay, low, this is high. When we talk about which subject can access which objects, generally we can use this figure. You write down this figure, then from this figure you will know who is high, who is low. But sometimes we can use the rules to do that. For example, we have levels like this one. Okay, 3 levels. Then categories, we have 3 categories. Okay, then we put the level like this. Okay, then put the category in this side. Okay, see, this is the dog and cat and the pig category. This is the category dog, cat category, cat and pig category, dog and pig category. This one only dog category, cat category, and pig category. This one is unlabeled. Okay, this is the category, this is the label. We put this figure here. Okay, when we compare which subject object can access which objects, we can use the rules to do that. Okay, just link the labels with the categories. Okay, if no cross line, there is high and low relationship, use BLP for read and write. If lines closed, then not compared, no read and write. Let's use an example to show that. For example, a subject with top security dog category, but the object is security and dog, cat, pig. Okay, let's determine with this subject, okay, can access this object. Okay, let's see top security, then dog. We collect them. Okay, based on the subject's information. Okay, is here. Then let's change the pen. Okay, change the ink. Let's think about the object's information. Object is security. Okay, security. See here. Then is dog, cat, pig. So its category is here. So we label them together. Okay, see, these two lines closed. So this subject cannot read and write this object. Okay, that's one case. Let's talk about the second case. For the second case, I just remove the label. Okay, remove the label. Let's talk about. Let's get the pen first. Let's talk about this subject. Okay, he has a security level, and his category is dog and cat. Okay, we got the security level, dog and cat. Okay, it's here. Okay, we link them. Okay, for the object, it's security, dog, cat, and pig. We just use the different pen. Okay, security, dog, cat, and pig. See here, there is no cross line. That means there is a high and low relationship between this subject and this object. So we can use BLP rules for read and write. Okay, because they are in the same level. Okay, then we just compare the category. So this category means the object's category is higher than the subject category. That means this can write to object. However, it cannot read the object. We have another security model called the Biba integrity model. For this model, it mainly deals with integrity rather than confidentiality. For integrity, we generally have 4 goals. One is prevent data modification by unauthorized parties. The second is prevent unauthorized data modification by authorized parties. Also, it must reflect the real world and must maintain internal and external consistency. We will not discuss this model in details. Why we need to learn this model? In fact, these kind of models are the basic themes for the access control in your computer. There are 3 types of access controls. One is called MAC, okay, called the mandatory access control. In fact, this is a security model in which access rights are regulated by a central authorized based on multiple levels of security, often used in government and military environments. Classifications are assigned to system resources and the operating system or security kernel grants or denies access to those resource objects based on the information security clearance of the user or devices. For example, we talk about the BNOP model can be applied for Mac. The second access control is called DAC. DAC is an access control method in which owner or administrator of the protected system, data, or resource set the policy, define who can access, what you can access, and so on. It's mainly determined by the owner and administrator, so this is not based on the BLP model. Besides the MAC, another control method called role-based access control also is based on BLP model. In fact, this is a widely used access control mechanism that restricts access to computer resources based on individuals or groups with defined business function. For example, executive level, engineer level, rather the identities of individual use. Okay? So the role-based access control also can based on BLP model. This is the basic idea for the role-based access control. So first, in your computer system, you define different roles. For example, manager role, work role, or just by role. Then they classify the users as based on the roles. Are these users manager? Are these workers? Are these customers? If they are manager, they can access server 1. Okay? And if they are workers, they can access server 1 and server 2. If they are customers, they can access these 3. However, inside this kind of server, they have some control there also. Let you access or not access, just based on the role. This is just a simple idea. For the exactly is a little complex. Another idea such as if this guy is a president, okay, he can access a lot of resource. If it's some general, he adds some small number of resource. If just the soldiers, they can just add more small resource. Okay? Why role-based authentication? Because user change frankly. These guys change a lot, but the role perhaps not. The manager role, work role, they almost is similar in several years or something, but the individual perhaps will change. For example, some soldiers perhaps promoted to general, then you need to change his character to lower. You cannot collect him to the lower 1. You need to collect him to lower 2 or something. Okay? Also, you guys in Unix or something, we always talk about access control matrix. This is the access control matrix. Okay? The subjects, okay, Bob, Alice, Sam, they index the row. But for the objects, for example, OS, account program, account date, insurance date, payroll data, they index the colon. Okay? R means read, X means execute, W means write. Okay? So let's explain this matrix. For example, if we let Bob to index this row, that means Bob can read and execute the OS program. Also, he can read and execute the county program. Bob can read the county data, but Bob cannot do nothing about these 2 data. For Alice, he can read and execute OS program, read and execute account program. He can read the account data. He can, she can read and write the insurance data. She can read and write payroll data. For some, he can read, write, and execute the OS data. He can read, write, execute account program. He can read the counting data. He can read and write insurance data. He can read and write payroll data. Okay? Sometimes we talk about access control list. What does actual control list means? In fact, when you talk about ACL, it means the colon. Okay? 1 colon. Okay? This means store the access control matrix by colon. For example, when you talk about ACL, we talk about insurance data ACL or payroll data ACL. That means where the insurance data can be accessed by Bob or by Alice or by Sam, okay, from this column will know this information. For example, for this column, this data, insurance data, cannot be read, write, execute by Bob. But it can be read and write by Alice, and it can read and write by Sam, and it can read and write by account program. Okay? When talk about access control list, it's talk about the column. When we talk about the row, that means we call it C lists, or we call it capabilities. Okay? That means what kind of capabilities does Alice have? Alice have the capability of read and execute OS program. Alice has the capability of read and execute account program. Alice has the capability of read and write insurance data. Alice have the capability of read and write payroll data. For the first row, that shows the capabilities of Bob. For the third row, it shows the capabilities of Sam. The last row is show the capability of this count program. Okay, so we call it C lists. C list is talk about row. Access control list is talk about column.